pact once broken, forged anew. Warlocks Waffles.
Did you want waffles?
Okay, yeah.
Hello and welcome to
Hello.
Warlocks and Waffles, home for the 2-for-1 Idiot Special.
Mm-hmm.
Junie,
Yes,
how are
that's
you
me.
today?
Jived.
Jived? That's an
just-
energy.
Just
Ooh,
jived.
welcome.
With you. Just jived.
I'm-
That's the title of
I'm
today's episode.
running-
Just jived, right?
Just jived. No, that's
That's what
not
you
what you
titled it?
sent me.
I thought that's what I sent you. I sent you
I'm-
15 things. Apparently, I settled on the wrong one.
I'm so tired. I have so little energy this morning, so I'm in that, like, you know, that sweet spot where you go, I have no energy, but somehow it's converted into unlimited power. That's where I'm at this morning.
That's where sociopaths live.
Junie,
Uh-huh.
ask me why I'm so tired.
Why are you so tired?
I was up late playing Baldur's Gate 3. Here's the thing. I have been we've let me just a minute.
Go back.
We've talked previously about how I played Baldur's Gate through an honor mode
You have?
previously and like beat it in honor mode, but it didn't recognize that it was a beat in honor mode and instead gave me a win for beating it in tactician. And I was like, no. I did that whole thing. It was horrible. I hated it. I desperately didn't want to do another honor mode run, but I also
Mhm.
desperately needed the game to be like, you did it. You beat honor mode. Here's
You
your
wanted the
achievement.
recognition from a digital source.
Correct.
You wanted
yes, I
digital
need that
validation.
validation. It's just for myself, but I do need, like, I don't play difficult games. I don't play games that are meant to
Dark
beat
Souls?
me down. Yeah, Dark Souls is a great example.
Mhm.
I don't play games like that. Oh my goodness, people are just spamming hydrate.
I have my coffee right here. Here we go. Oh, liquid hydration. This is how it works, right?
I hydrated too much.
Oh man, this caffeine's hitting real hard, y'all. Just keep redeeming them sweet waffles.
Coffee is not hydration, Junie.
Who says?
No, I'm drowning.
I put liquid in my body, and I'm now liquidier. That's hydration, if I've ever heard it.
Oh man. So I've been working on playing Baldur's Gate 3 to, like, go back through and play
Obsessively,
honor
yes.
mode. Your
Your family's concerned. They haven't seen you in weeks.
Junie has been to my house 3 times for 3 different interventions, and they just don't stick. That's a lie. I just need to clarify that right off the bat.
It was 4 times. It was 4 times, and one of them you told us you were giving it up. You told us you were gonna ease up, and you lied.
But I've been playing through. I've died a bunch of times trying to do, like, this honor mode run. I finally beat it last night. I beat honor mode. I have become victorious. I am a
I've become
champion.
the victory. Yeah.
Yes.
Mhm.
But yeah, I beat it last night, but I didn't beat it until like 12:30ish, something like that last night.
And Hunter likes to go to bed at 8:45.
I'm a night
So
owl, but like I prefer not to be like still wide awake at 12:30. So I got off at 12:30, and then like I was like, okay, well, Grace was already asleep. So I'm like, I guess time for bed. And I went and laid down in bed and stared at the ceiling for 2 hours. So 2:30 rolled around and I fell asleep, and then I was like, okay, well, at least I don't have to get up early in the morning. And then my alarm didn't go off this morning, and then my wife's alarm went off, and I like woke up to her alarm, and I was like, oh, is that my alarm? And I grabbed it and I looked at it and I was like, nope, it wasn't my alarm. I'm glad hers went off. But I do have a message from Junie that just says, hey girl, you up?
what's good?
What's good?
Hey girl, you up? What good?
But yes, I accomplished honor mode. I feel very good about it. I did some of the optional like boss fights as well. I didn't do all of them because I was like, I'm trying to finish this. So I didn't do like the Raphael boss fight, and I didn't do like I didn't finish out some of the like companion side quests and stuff like that. But I did do a good number of them. Um, and yeah, it feels good to have defeated it. I'm glad that I'm no longer fighting the
His
fighting the
profile
game.
picture is gonna be for the immediate future, like the achievement, just like the screen capture, like not properly like cropped, but like just as his profile picture on every social media,
I will say,
because he wants everybody to know.
yeah, it's already my like it's
Yeah.
every bio on everything has been replaced with I did beat honor mode.
I
the
did beat Hunter.
I saw somebody on TikTok the other day that was like, I beat honor mode, and honestly I wish it was harder. And I was like, okay, fuck you, sir. Like I this has been my own personal hell.
If anything, I wish, it was just dishonorable. Like how bad could I be?
This is dishonor mode. It's all the rules of honor mode, but also you have to be just an absolute shit the whole time.
How many like main crucial to the story NPCs can you kill and get away with it without dying yourself?
I know that there are people who do like solo run honor modes. And
that sounds
it sounds like a nightmare. I will never do it. But yeah, it was a wild ride. I will say I romanced Gale the entire playthrough with the intention of like, okay, when I get to that like the end fight, I can have Gale like blow himself up and I'll just avoid the end fight of the game.
heartless. Yeah.
Yeah, absolute monster behavior. So that was my intention, and then I got there and I was like, will I feel like I beat the game if I take that easy way out? And I sat here staring at my computer for probably a solid 15 minutes last night, trying to debate if I wanted to like take my win and just be like, I've beat it. Like I get the achievement.
I played a video game and did the thing.
Right.
Yeah.
And like I've already beat the Elder Brain on honor mode once, so I was like, I'll just send him up there.
I count
like
you're gonna count it as
I just need the achievement. And then I was like, but I don't want to. But I wanna do it myself. And so I like went up there and like did the final boss fight on my own. Um, but I, for like the vast majority of the game, have just been stockpiling every like blast powder barrel, every like fire wine barrel, every oil barrel, like every nautiloid tank, every like exploding barrel I could find. I have been stockpiling them. And before I went to like the morphic pools, I took I took my people back to the camp, and I took every single one of those barrels and I put them into Karlak's inventory. And Karlak had
Hurled Karlak into the void. I'm
Karlak had
assuming that's
over 5,000 pounds of barrels in her inventory.
God.
She was like, it said, "You are over encumbered." And Karlak has like a pretty strong carrying capacity. I think it's like 640 or something like that. But it's like, you are over encumbered, and it's just her like walking so slowly.
Ooh.
And so I like slowly made our way there, but like we had all used the astral tadpole, and if you fly, flight speed isn't limited by being over encumbered. And so we like flew. I was just making Karlak like fly as far as they could, and then fly as far as they could, as just slowly making my way through. And so we like got down there, and then Karlak turned into a mind flare. And we like went into the final fight. And so I got Karlak into the area with the end boss where you fight the Netherbrain, and like flew them down right next to where the Netherbrain was. Went into her inventory, selected
Just dropped
all
everything.
of the barrels, dragged them down out of my inventory, and so like that bottom platform just became barrel. And then flew her back up to the top, and then firebolted down into the explosives.
Oh my
My
God.
my computer, I saw it all went like exploded, and then everything froze, and I went, "Don't crash, don't
Yeah, you
crash,
crashed your
don't
computer.
crash."
Yeah. Oh my God. Oh man.
And I just sat there. I was like, I will not touch anything until this loads. And then like another frame loaded, and then another frame loaded. And then I heard Karlak and Shadowheart both go, "Wah!" And then it went to the next cutscene.
Earlier that day, I was making chocolate banana muffins, and I was on a call with Hunter, and he
My honor
almost
mode
died by
very
walking into a
nearly ended.
puddle.
Yeah.
He almost died while I was making muffins, and we were talking, and it distracted him enough where he walked into an electrified puddle, and I just hear him go, "No, don't go in there, don't go in there." And just the camera, the way it looked like he was telling me
I'm
to get
just
out of the kitchen.
yelling at
He saw a
Judy.
demon in my kitchen, and he was telling me, I was like, "But the muffins, I can't abandon the muffins."
I'm just
And he
yelling in
almost got
Junie's ear, like,
TJ.
get out, move, get the fuck out.
And I'm like looking around, and like I was like, he sees somebody, a burglar. He sees somebody burgling my kitchen or something.
Y'all,
And
my honor mode very nearly ended
yeah,
when like the only thing I had left to do was like go fight Orin and then go fight like end battles. And it very nearly ended because I like walked into a puddle that had an electricity trap in it, and I didn't realize it because I was talking to Junie. So I'm looking up here on my other monitor, and then I like look down and I see 3 of my characters are already fully dead, and Lizelle had like 3 hit points left, and I'm like, this can't be how I end. This cannot be the end
that's
of
right,
this
everybody.
run.
Junie and his muffins are more dangerous than the Elder Brain fight. Like
I did have
I
more people
almost
go
did
down in that fight. Yeah.
it. Everybody, we're a TTRPG
We are a
podcast.
TTRPG morning show.
We are here because we like to talk about chirpages. But we like to talk about a lot of different things. Like, almost dying in puddles,
Mhm.
muffins and such. And Hunter, could you? Is the thing already shared? Am I already? Are we already?
I can switch it for you.
Yeah, go for it. Go for it. Go for it.
I'm scared.
No, don't be scared. What? Don't be scared. It's fine.
Junie messaged me last night and said, "I have a thing for the show tomorrow. Don't worry about it."
That is how we talk.
And I've been worried about it ever since.
That is
So what are you
roughly.
doing? What are you moving?
Oh wait, did it do a thing? What, did it change the size or something?
Yeah, just change sizes.
Oh, sorry. I want it to be full size. Sorry. Is it full size now?
Is it full size on your end?
Sure. Yes.
Okay. Oh,
I think so.
Well, something that you keep doing just keeps changing the size of it. So
Oh, I see what's happening. Oh, okay. All right, my bad. I guess I'm trying to make it so I can also see you. Is this an okay size? Is this big enough? Is this okay?
whatever size works for you is fine. I just need to resize it.
Okay. Let's go with well, I'll just lose you completely if I do this. Okay.
Welcome to Warlocks
So
and
funny.
Waffles, home of the
This is
fuck
what-
it, we'll do it live energy.
Yes. Whatever. All right, whatever. I don't need to see you. I know your voice. I know what you look like.
Okay.
I'll just be here. So, this is our show. We're a lot of different energies where we talk about different types of things, but mostly because of me, and by mostly I mean almost 1000%. This is also a Masked Singer fan cast, right? So I was watching The Masked Singer again, and as I do with everything, I go, how can I turn this into a thing we can talk about on the show?
Yeah.
And there's some really interesting characters on there, some really interesting costumes. And then I was like, what would this be if it was in a game? What would this be called? Would this be a creature you have to fight? You would encounter a BBEG or an NPC. And I thought it would be fun if I showed you and the audience and describe with a word picture for people that are listening what some of these things are, and then we'll name them and say what roughly they would stat out to, like just an idea of how somebody could use whatever the heck this thing,
Sure.
whatever this thing is, and in no particular order. And these are just most of the creatures that most of the characters that have been like shown in the current season 11 of The Masked Singer. But I'm just gonna show it to you. You give me your instant. This is what I would call that thing, and how we might use that. Sound good to you?
Yeah. Can I first say
Uh-huh.
it's really bothering me
Yeah.
that the M is farther over than the R at the end of Singer.
Yeah, no, that would, yeah.
It's really bothering.
They really centered the spacing.
They were like,
instead
we're gonna center the space in the middle. We're not gonna bother about this. Like the whole thing is out of balance. Never mind. Continue.
Anyway, that's neither here nor there.
No.
Hunter,
Horrifying.
this character's name is Spaghetti and Meatballs.
He looks AI generated.
This is a real thing. This is a person. Is in there, and those are meatballs for eyes.
Yeah. He looks like a mustache.
Yes, but he's also spaghetti.
Yeah.
And he's meatballs.
Yeah.
So Hunter. What do you think this is? What would this be if we were to use this? And if I were to go, here's the monster, here's the NP. What do you think this is?
So I'm getting really strong. Like I think it's the jacket and the gloves is giving me very strong like mad scientist vibes. This to me is like an artificer who
wanted to be perfect,
who was like trying to achieve perfection and like
they did it.
and,
And, oh
like
boy,
this is a freaking Spider-Man villain who was like, I have fused my DNA with the DNA of spaghetti.
I am now perfect.
I have achieved peak perfection.
I am beautiful.
Yeah, I mean this feels like a scientist who tried to understand eldritch horrors that he was never meant to understand, and he now does pasta-based experiments on people. So he like captures people and then infuses them with pasta.
And for
he has
anybody
like
that can't see this, for anybody that can't see this is a humanoid body with a head that looks like a mustache, but it's pasta.
yeah.
And then for eyes, it's really big eyes, but they're meatballs.
Yeah,
And you're
and
probably going,
also
that all
he
sounds
has
wrong.
like he looks
He
like a
also
mustache,
has
but
a
he also
mustache,
has a mustache.
Yeah.
And then he has
uh,
giant red eyebrows that are clearly pasta sauce.
yeah. And
Yeah.
you're probably going, that all sounds wrong, and you're right.
Correct.
You're absolutely correct.
Yeah, this
So this is
I feel like I would have a very good time creating a spell list for somebody like this, and then being like, okay, I'm gonna make my person, like, I'm gonna make a spell list, but I'm just gonna take other spells and then like corrupt them to make them like spaghetti based,
1000%.
like pasta based. Yeah.
I would just take all the spells and then literally pasta flavor them. Is how I would do this. This is one of those stat blocks that if you're like, oh, okay, I need a creature for tonight, and you're going through, you always see like a name.
Yeah.
And this would be like Dr. something or other from some adventure that you're like, what? I don't know what that's from. But I feel like this is a Dr. something.
It is I, Dr. Fettuccine.
Okay. Yeah.
What's your first name? Alfredo Fettuccine.
Yeah, that's good. That's good.
I don't know why this is my like default mad scientist voice.
No, you were there. Yeah. Pasta digitation.
Oh my goodness,
Pasta
Rosie.
digitation.
Pasta digitation is so good. Oh man.
My I don't know if I think I've talked about this before, where a friend of mine had this like weird game he liked to play where he would always go like, what's a dumb superpower you want to have?
Mm-hmm.
And it like it can't be like good and you could exploit it, like it'd have to be dumb. And one of them was like he would like want to just be able to create different types of pastas out of his fingertips, like just go
horrible.
like
I hate that.
just like, but like, oh, you'd have unlimited food and that would be like the exploit, but it's just like it's just pasta, like, and it's just, and I feel like
I don't like that
is
sound
what pasta
either. I like the concept of this person being like they cast web, but it's just like a dump truck of spaghetti just like drops on you. You're all like wrapped up in it.
Throw it against the wall and see if it sticks. Yeah. Yeah.
I'll pummel you till you're al dente. Let's keep going.
Okay.
I'm running out of pasta jokes.
I was gonna wait until I was like waiting for you to get there. Okay. Yeah. No, I'm starting off easy. This was an easy one. You know. What about this one?
I mean, clearly water based. They strike me as being.
This one's simply called Goldfish.
Yeah.
Like this is what the character on the show is. Yeah.
They strike me as like friendly. They don't strike me like this is not immediately hostile to me. Yeah, I'm getting like some sort of like Triton princess or like
I'm getting like
Rosie says Queen of the Kuatoa.
I'm getting big like club owner energy.
Ooh, absolutely.
Like it's just like, well, if you want to speak to the boss or the owner, she can make time for you. Or if you take her into, it's like, how y'all doing? And then it's like, I see you
I
enjoying my
I was
establishment.
also getting kind of like a Southern Belle vibe.
Mhm.
The
I'm the proprietor of this establishment.
I feel like she runs a underwater nightclub.
Mhm. Yeah.
Um and so when the party is like doing some underwater adventure, there's just like, oh, it's just like a giant bubble underwater,
Mhm.
and like you just swim into it, and then you are like in like air filled areas. There's like little platforms and stuff, and yeah, there's an underwater nightclub.
Yeah, one of those things like they got a stat block, yeah, but like, they're more of like an
Yeah,
NPC. Like you're
right.
not supposed to be
They have a
fighting them.
stat
It's
block,
more
but
of a
it's only there in case things really go badly.
yeah, they're more dangerous based off of what they have access
Right.
to if they're given time, if you make an enemy of them type of thing. Um I don't know why I feel like it's one of those names where it's like, they have a first and last name, but they're simply referred to as like Miss something or other. Like, you know what I mean? It's just
Hmm.
like yes, Miss or whatever like that. And it's
Miss
just like, what do I
Gold.
call you? Huh?
Miss Gold.
You know what I mean? It's just like, yes,
Yeah.
Miss Gold. And it's like, well, we're friends. What can call you? It's like, Miss Gold.
Yeah.
Like, and it's just like, yep, okay, understood. Does anybody know what her first name is? It's like, I think it's Miss. I don't understand. It's like, oh no, it's Miss Gold. Like you have to say dot gold. Like you say the whole thing. Saying something else is like, nope. But lots of resources.
Yeah. Yeah.
It
Yeah.
doesn't need to do anything herself
E-
because she's got
will
people
will
for that, and
also
just
like easily would escape from any fight that they would get into.
1000%. Yeah.
And like if the party tried to like attack, would just vanish, and
Hmm.
then like when the party goes on their merry way, there will just be hired assassins that will come off after them
Yeah.
forever until they make
Hmm.
it right.
Yep. Mysteriously moves as elegantly through air as she does water, and it's
Mhm.
just like, what? It's just like, well, she's so graceful.
She's the party would be introduced to her as like the owner of a nightclub,
Yeah.
but in reality she's like some very powerful political figure.
Yeah.
Like
They always are. Yeah.
any body of water serves as my eyes and ears. Like
Ooh.
yeah, this I like this a lot.
Is it wet? I got eyes and ears there. And it's like, what?
What a
What?
wild thing to say, Miss Gold.
Oh my god. She has one guy in the background that's always gassing. Oh, that's a wild thing to say, Miss Gold. You are just too much.
Just
And it's just like,
she'll just say something, and then in SpongeBob, where
yeah,
there's the running bit of like my leg that you just hear like all
yeah.
the time. It's like that, but it's just like anytime she just says something, you just hear from somewhere. Just like it's not a specific person, you just hear from
Yeah.
somewhere like, girl, you crazy.
Yeah. Just always gassing her up. You know what I mean? Let her know she is that one. She is her. Okay.
If you do it right, you could then drop like that line somewhere, like where when the party doesn't know she's around and they just hear somebody say that and they should panic.
Oh my god. Oh god, it's just like it's really wet here. Oh no, I can't even. No, it's like, girl,
You crazy.
great, you wild for that. For real, for real.
Oh, you
Yeah.
bad.
Okay. Oh, you bet. All right, we're getting easier now.
Horrifying. It's really hard for me to think of these as like that's a person with
There's
a
a people in
mask
there.
on. Like they all look like you typed into like an AI generator,
Yep.
just like
Yep.
weird robots.
People. you know, and it's
Um,
some like, you know, every once in a while you'll see one and it's like, oh, with the right light and it moving, it is not as bad. And
mhm,
some of them it is worse. This
mhm.
one is not as bad. This seems more of like a theme park mascot,
Yeah,
like
yeah,
when
yeah.
you see it in motion. And when this person was performing, after they're performing, they turned the crank on their stomach and a little ball came out with like their clue, because they all had like a clue
Mhm.
for what their identity is. So I was like, oh, it has a little gimmick. That's funny. But this is just this one is, I don't even think it's like Gumball Machine. I think it's
Yeah,
just like Gumball.
I mean, this looks like he looks. So I am looking at this and like the opening where the gumball comes out of, right?
Mm-hmm.
Um, to me
I I took
looks
a
like
wild turn. Yeah.
looks like a mouth. It looks like
Yeah.
a "Aw."
I have a
And so this
wild
whole thing
direction
looks
for
just
this.
kind of sad to me.
Mm.
This I immediately get the vibe of a like uh an automaton that just like wants to be doing something that he's not currently doing.
Can uh can I just ruin everything and
Yeah,
pitch that
absolutely.
this is not a single individual.
Oh
These
no.
are many. These are
Oh,
many,
this is the
many
conveyance
creatures,
system for all of the gumballs?
many creatures from a dimension that we cannot possibly fathom and ken, that want to experience our world and have developed a containment device and will travel as a legion, as one gumball machine to experience our world. And those are one of many in there. And they all simultaneously, like a hive mind, pilot this thing, this
It's like
creature.
some
This is their atmosphere containment suit.
this is an eldritch horror cruise ship.
Mm-hmm.
That is just like walking through. Now, if that's the case, I
Ooh.
envision
Mm-hmm.
this thing being massive.
Oh no. Like I imagine it being like
You're still
5'9",
people
5'7".
sized.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Um
if you think about like the top is 5'7", like the shoulders are much shorter because that head is bigger. So it's
mhm.
gonna be like a average human tall dwarf like
But
size.
Junie, let me pitch you this though. What if all of the gumballs are people sized? And this is a kaiju.
Well, because you pitched something where it's like it is like an extra dimensional like cruise ship, and I was like, then all of these gumballs just want to party, and
Yeah.
this is instantly like
Well,
like
what if they want to party, but their form of partying is absolute destruction in our plane.
hmm.
Um,
Oh well, you know what? What if? Okay, so here we go. So the lead scientist that created this party cruise bus
uh-huh.
ship for all these extra-dimensional beings,
Dr.
they've
Alfredo
been on.
Fettuccini.
Correct. He made it so like, all right, you know, you've seen different planes of existence, lots
Mhm.
of sights and sounds in there. There's a lot of activities and food on the inside.
It's like the
And
Modron March, where it's just
well,
going from like plane to plane.
yeah, and then the final like the few days, and for them time is like, you know, an illusion, but like, you know,
Yeah,
for the final leg of their journey, it's like a fireworks display.
yeah,
So like them on the inside, to see the outside of it is to watch fire and destruction and things pop off. On the inside, to them, they're like, oh, look at the colors.
right. Junie,
Oh, look at everything running around. Mhm.
Junie, I need you to write down an idea for future episode.
Okay.
Planar cruise.
Okay. Okay.
I so badly want to flesh out a like an adventure that takes place on a cruise ship that like goes through the plains.
That's good.
And just like each, instead of having like this week we're at Turks and Caicos, it's the like this week we're in the city of Dis. Like it's just planar travel. um I'm yeah, and end
Okay.
of thought. It could be
Okay,
like a murder mystery. Like somebody dies on the ship, but they're still gonna go from to all the different ports. They're not gonna stop. But like the party is trying to solve a murder. Let's
Oh,
go.
that's good. I was gonna say
Continue.
it's just like they have to stop because if they stop at another port, the killer could get off.
No, they can't. They can't stop. It's a cruise ship, Junie. People die all the time. There's morgues on cruise ships because people die on the cruise ships.
Yes, but then if you stop, then the killer can escape. And if it's a mystery, you need to catch the killer. You can't.
The cruise
stop
doesn't
at
believe it's a murder.
a.
They're like, accidents happen.
It's your
You
part. It's your
shouldn't
job to
eat
get them.
and get in the pool.
We're not planning this. I'm sorry. You
No,
see,
we're
this
not
is
doing
why
this
you
now.
don't-
We're not
you
doing this
don't-
now.
You can't name good ideas like that because then you know we're gonna go off on it.
This
and
is a
start
future
planning
episode.
things.
Continuing.
All right, whatever. All right, who's this? The character's name on the show is Lovebird.
That's a good one. I was gonna call them Professor Polly. I mean, this is
Okay.
clear. This is clearly an Aarakocra, right?
This is also a kaiju.
This is also a kaiju. It's so weird. All of these are kaijus.
They're all
Um,
kaijus.
The
Oops, all kaijus.
this is an Aarakocra. They are a
Well, Aarakocra or because like isn't like I know Kenku's or Kenku specific, but like I think with Owlin, I think didn't they like introduce where it's like there's Aarakocra have like wings on their back and they have arms, and then there's like the Owlin and Kenku type where it's like their arms are the wing.
are
there's no
are
wings,
Owlin are Owlin owl specific, or are they like they're owls but like they can be any bird?
I don't know. I don't know if that's like a flavor thing because Kenku I know are supposed to be like crows, but I
Kenku
mean,
are
in
like
theory,
a specific thing. Like Kenkus are like
yeah.
kobolds and like stuff like that. Where like this is what they are.
Okay. So I don't know. I don't know if you can just flavor Owlin to be other things.
Either way,
but
like
their their limbs are feathered and like they don't have wings. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So, but I think it's like that type of limitation anyway.
Here's the thing. I think it's the eyes. This thing gives me the vibe of
They know.
cuddly and approachable, but also they are here to kill someone. Like this is an international assassin who like takes out targets at like very high profile events. And like is never questioned because they're just like he's just like, oh, me, I'm Professor Polly. I'm here studying the ecology of the butterflies of the area.
I've heard about him. He's done a lot of contributions to science.
He was with my mother in the Amazon.
My mother's studying spiders in the Amazon.
He
I love that's a meme. Like I didn't realize that was such a meme because I heard it referenced sometime and they kept saying that one line again, and I was just like,
it has like exploded in like the last month or so. I have heard it so many more times than I had previously. It's great.
I did not realize that's so funny. So Professor Polly, hardcore assassin.
Yeah, this guy has absolutely killed people and will kill again. Like, look at those eyes. Look at the eyes and tell me.
It's not the eyes. It's not the eyes for me. It's the head tilt.
Yeah, it's kind of a.
It's like that full
It's
like
tilted
like
just a little
head, but
too
he turns
much.
his whole body.
But like, I think it's the like you know how like that slight narrowing of the eyes where it's like there's malice there. Like it's just that little bit that I'm like,
Those eyes are dark and soulless. It's like, no, there is a soul, and it's as black as night.
there is a soul, and it lives in constant torment. This is a international assassin.
That pocket watch, that chain has killed so many like dignitaries. It's like it's wild.
Junie,
it was silver.
He pulled
silver, and it has been
stained in
tarnished by the
blood.
blood. Yeah,
No, Junie, he pulls out the stopwatch to like check the time and like clicks it open, and when he clicks it open, it casts time stop.
Oh.
And then he does his like assassin stuff, goes back to where he was standing, clicks it again, and then like
Okay.
he's like, almost
Two things.
dinner.
Two things happen. I need to touch upon you saying
Yes.
that. One, anytime he clicks it open, I feel like he has to say, "Time to die," and then he clicks it. And he just clicks it, and then he does that. But also, you were like, he clicks it, and then he does assassin stuff.
Yeah.
You could have said he kills people, whatever. No,
No,
he
no, no.
does assassin stuff.
Because this guy doesn't do like strangle or stab or like anything like that.
He makes elaborate murderers, or makes it look like an accident.
Poisons people. He like, and there is always somebody who is framed for his murders. Like he is always going to like he poisons somebody, and then the lotus that was used to kill him is like there's an extract of it found in like the apron of the head chef or something like that. Like he's always going to frame somebody else for the murder. But it's always mysterious because he's a bird, so like he's gonna take a little
He's always mysterious because he's a bird.
He's a bird. Birds are mysterious. Birds aren't real. He always takes like a trinket or something like that from the person that he kills. But he just like hides it away. And
there's a nest
no
somewhere
one ever finds them.
Hoard.
Like, yeah,
it's like a bat cave of mementos and trinkets from all his like. It's a hoard. It's nuts.
Yeah, it's a you know how they talk about how like birds and dinosaurs are very closely related.
Yeah.
This is a bird folk who constantly he constantly makes the argument that like, well, we're actually more closely related to Dragonborn than we are to people.
I have so many borderline problematic things to say here, so I'm just gonna drop this right here, right now.
Like a dragon's horde somewhere of just like little,
we're
like
closely related to
shiny,
Dragonborn, so
I'm
allowed to say that. Like, no, you can't.
Oh man.
So yeah, Professor Archibald Polly, right here. Okay, all right.
I also like the Davy Jones says he only speaks like an actual pet parrot. And
everybody
I
understands him. It's like a gag.
I love the idea of like an inspector being like, Professor Polly, there was a body found. Were you there? And then Professor Polly's just like, were you there? And he's like, no, I wasn't, but I'm asking you. And he's like, I'm asking you. And he's like, this isn't what's happening, Professor Polly. I'm in charge of this investigation. He's like, I'm in charge of this investigation. He might be a Kenku.
I really imagine this another way where it was, you said he talks like a pet bird, and I imagine like it's just like whistles and tweets, and everybody's just like, can anybody else corroborate this story? And everybody just reacts like they understand it, except for the party, because like, what language is that? And it's just like you don't speak it. It's like, but everybody else does. So can I ask them? It's just like you could, but they it's just one of those things that
stupid.
They think you're stupid.
Is that Spanish? What is that?
Okay, so next one right here, another softball. Here we go.
I mean, that's Ronio Manx, isn't it?
I cheated and used Ronio Manx.
Ronio Manx.
It's Miss Cleopatra is the character on the show.
I hate that.
Miss Cleopatra is the way, but it is funny. We could just say that this is like Ronio Manx in his pajamas.
I mean, this is a Rakshasa. Like,
oh, okay,
it's
that's
clearly
good.
It's clearly a Rakshasa. But like a Rakshasa who has a like a Vegas style like show.
Ooh. Okay.
There's a like
Okay.
there's a memory somewhere in my brain where and I can't place like what it was from. But like the party arrives and the bad guy had a full like
Floor show? Like what?
stage production um it's a trope in um like Disney movies and stuff, right? Where like the villain has like their villain song that they sing to the hero.
Okay. Okay.
Um oh uh have you seen Moana?
Yes.
You know the crab who's like
Yeah.
well
Shiny. Yeah. He
Tamatoa
sings
hasn't
shiny. Yeah.
always been this glam. It was a drab
He
little
was a
crab
little crab
once.
once. Yeah. Yeah.
It's that like
We're gonna get
the
copyright struck. You need to calm
it's
down.
a Rakshasa, but they walk in and they're like really into the performance side of things.
And they sing
Um
shiny all the
all-
time.
they
Like it
just
doesn't
sing
make sense.
shiny.
They're not
Yeah.
a crab.
Yeah.
There's a lot of references nobody else
I was
gets,
a
and it's
drab little
like,
crab once. You were? You're like a tiger demon, aren't you? Also, can we talk
They keep
real
ignoring it.
briefly? Can we talk about the fact that a Rakshasa is just listed as a fiend, but not classified as either a devil or a demon?
Mm-hmm.
I find that very interesting. It's one of the very few, like, this is a fiend, but, like, not categorized as one of the two, like, major types. It's like a neutral area.
I think it's one of those like there's other denizens of a place other than the things that like
Oh,
the
absolutely.
place is known for.
Yeah.
So it's like Hell's, you think blank, but
Mhm.
it's just like, yeah, but also XYZ's born there too. XYZ call that region home. Like so if you kill a Rakshasa, they go back,
Mhm.
type of thing. So it's like that domain's rules still apply to it, but it's not these other things that are bound by whatever
Yeah.
blood
always
whatever's.
I always end up treating Rakshasas as a little bit like more like a genie. Where like they're like a fiendish genie is kind of the way I usually play a Rakshasa. Of like they're very into the like the deal and like here's a mission, but like I need something from you if I'm gonna give you something. Like I have a Rakshasa in my home world or my home like homebrew setting, where the party will go there and they'll be like, we need this thing, and he's like, oh, I mean I can give you that thing, but if you want that thing, you have to do this other thing for me first.
And they have backward hands. Like that part is
They
weird
do have
as
backwards
well.
hands, which is also
They have
interesting.
backwards hands.
Just a
Yeah.
fun detail.
Yeah, it's just like one of those that you have
I
to
know they're
remember.
from
Yeah.
mythology. I don't remember which mythology they're from off the top of my head.
I do remember an episode of Kill Every Monster.
Mhm.
KP did it, and I think it was like it was a Hindu mythology or something like that. But
Okay.
he touched on it. I think he also said that it was like closely better pronounced like as Rakshasa. Like the emphasis is like different.
That makes sense.
But yeah, but when he did it, it was really like evil, but like
I need to get on
lawful or neutral evil. Yeah,
I need to get
It's
into listening to Kill Every Monster because I feel like I would love listening through all of that because I love learning about like the background of.
there's
all
so
of that
much where I
stuff.
was like, I didn't realize like where like the source of certain things could have come from. I'm just
Right.
thinking like, oh yeah, blank. These guys that made this were completely original. Like, no, that's not the case.
Rakshasas are from Dungeons and Dragons and only Dungeons and Dragons,
Yes.
right?
Just like fairies and such.
I'm adding.
But what's this person? What's
Kill
this?
Every
What's
Monster
this?
to my list
Rakshasa's
right now.
name.
I mean, didn't you already say it was Cleopatra?
I mean, that's the name of the character and thing, but it would be funny if that's just also what their name is as far as
I mean, as
That's
as far as I'm concerned, this is the I'm putting this character into my like homebrew game world as like the ex-wife of my current rock
I'll
salsa.
send you the JPEG. I'll just send you the picture. You can just be like,
Like
guys, this is who it is.
this is them. This is their ex-wife. They are like also a rakshasa. They do all
I
of the
did not
same
look at this
stuff, but like
before.
they have
Look at their
competing
look at the
stuff.
top of the headpiece. No,
It's real
this
small
is
on my
like
side. What is it?
it is like a sunflower where their leaves are like, hey. This is like just a cat person in all like Egyptian gold and jade finery.
Yeah.
But it is a cat.
This
It
is a
is a cat.
rakshasa with real strong like wine ant in Vegas energy.
Okay, yeah. Okay. I got the friend who took the costume party too seriously energy.
You don't need to call me out like that, man.
All right.
I am a victim of hey, I'm an adult person going to an adult like Halloween party and being in a very elaborate costume and showing up and people are wearing like t-shirts that say this is my costume and I'm like I need to leave.
All right, here's one I hate.
I hate this so much, Junie.
I hate it so much. It's this one's the Afghan Hound, and I don't like it. It is one of the ones where you're like Spaghetti and Meatballs is like, you
Yeah.
know. I feel Gumball was more freakish in picture, and when you see it, it's like, oh, it's like
Yeah.
a theme park mascot. Like some of them don't like they look more horrifying
Does
in
it
picture.
look exactly like this in person? Like on
It is
the show?
it is just as unsettling in person. This is one of the ones
Okay.
where I was like, I didn't like watching it too, and I was like, I don't like it. Because they could move really, and they were really playing with the dress, like the danglies, where it's like,
Yeah.
you know, they were doing a lot of shimmies, and I was like,
I mean,
don't.
the
Nope.
face is what's getting me. Like it looks simultaneously too photorealistic and too wrong. Like I'm getting extreme uncanny valley from it.
Yeah, and it is like, you know, and when they sing, you know, they have to hold the mic up to their mouth, so like it holds the mic up to its neck, almost
Right.
like a smoker would hold up like a like. So it just made it worse. So I just have it talk like this. This is how's it going, everybody? This is also a nightclub owner, but their club is not doing good.
This
I
is
feel like
a
this is like a
knoll.
19th like flappers dress. Like what is this?
This is a knoll who has like shaved off all their fur and insists they're a person. Like they're just human. They're like, what are you talking about? I'm a human. This is a person who runs a nightclub, but the nightclub is like
Not doing great.
not doing well, and
great.
like this is a nightclub where you walk in and somebody is doing coke on the like bathroom counter.
This person's name is like I don't even want it. Like it's something like like Christine Goldfeather or something weird. Like it's like a combination of things where it's like it's a normal name and you think like, oh, she's a trademark. She has a feather, but it's not even like a gold feather. So
Right.
it's not even like right. and that's not her real name. That's the name she chose to like sound fancy, and like it's just like I henceforth will be known as Christine Goldfeather.
They call me the Desert Sapphire.
That's why I got the gold feather. But the feather isn't gold. And also, what does that have to do? Are you getting a drink? It's a 2-drink minimum. Get out. It's like, you're also bartending? What is happening?
You're the only employee. They're like, you walk up to the door, they check your ID, and then you go inside, and you like go to the counter, and it's what it has to be is it has to be one of those bits where it keeps being the same person, but like it's not like they're walking from the door to the counter.
It's
just like
there.
they go up to the counter, and all of a sudden she just like pops up from behind the counter, and she's like, "What do you want to drink?"
I've gotten more. I've went from like, oh, this person's like, whatever, and now I feel bad. Now I feel bad.
Go
about
sit
this.
down. The show is starting, and the curtain
What's
rises,
that?
and it's just her doing a little dance.
Two ships in the night.
Exchanging glances. I've come around on this character. I love this character.
I meant to be writing all these down, and I just been sleeping on it. Oh my god!
Coming to the stage, the Desert Sapphire, Christina Goldfeather. It's like, why is she's both the both the gold feather and the desert sapphire? What is this? Oh my goodness. I feel like at the beginning of this game you were like, we're gonna make stat blocks for these monsters, and then it very quickly became, we're gonna do some world building around this kooky NPC.
I knew that like not all of them were going to be monsters. Like,
Sure.
oh, this is going to be something you run into a cave. It's like,
I mean, this is
gonna be
clearly
something
an
that's-
NPC, right? This is a
That's what I'm
quest
saying.
giver.
I knew some of them were going to be like that, so that's why I framed it as such, because I didn't want it to be
Oh
like,
my
oh
goodness.
no, you have to run into all these people in a cave and you have to fight them. So like some of them I knew were going to be
This is
people you talk to.
This is somebody who like had an amazing singing career. And then their voice
I don't know.
their voice is gone, like, and so they're like still trying to do it, and they just can't anymore.
Their best years are behind them.
And the part, like, if
no.
the party could have like a cleric or somebody who has greater restoration, and they just like cast it on them, and all of a sudden they have their voice back. It's like this beautiful voice. They're like so
You
thankful.
turn everything around for them.
Yeah. This is a like, yeah, this is somebody who the party should at first be like, oh, this is weird. Like, maybe we should leave. And then this is a sympathetic journey for the party. This is a lesson in like helping people because it's the right thing to do, and not because there is necessarily a reward for you in it. Which is a lesson a lot of parties need to be taught.
Okay, so Christine Goldfeather.
Christine Goldfeather, the Sapphire of the Desert.
All right. This one's Lizard. Just
This is
Lizard.
This is a lizard folk bandit who's going to, like, you're on the road and you're traveling somewhere, and they will just jump out and challenge you to a rap battle, or you owe them all you have to give them all of your money if you lose.
I mean, that sounds pretty. That sounds pretty done. Yeah. I feel like this is one of those things where like they have a name but they don't like going by it. So what do you think they Entangled, like it's like they have like this is my bad guy name, or this is the name I want like on my wanted posters. Just what do you think they call themselves or tell people their name is? I'm really close to just sticking to Lizzo.
Lizzo's good. I think Lil Lizard.
Lil Lizard.
And
I think it's Lizard, like Lizard. Like you don't say
Lizard?
lizard. Lil Lizard.
There's no D at all. It's just Lil Lizard.
It trails off. It kind of trails off. Yeah.
I feel like this is also a like you know how like in the house or in the hizzy, he's like Lil Lizard in the hizzer.
What?
Like you know like Junie in the house, or like Junie in the hizzy.
Okay.
But
I
he's
see
like,
what you're saying. Okay.
Lil Lizard in the hizzer.
Well, when you say it like that, it makes it sound like
It's like the
makes
evolution of
it
dog nicknames, where it's like in the house,
no,
in the hizzy,
no.
in the lizard.
Well, that makes it sound like the catchphrase of a character in a cartoon that appears whenever they're not supposed to, like the little green alien in French and
Oh,
in Flintstones.
yeah.
So now you've turned him into like a weird warlock patriot. It's like little lizard and the izzard. Listen, guys, I need you to get me this
No,
gem.
that's just how he starts all of his raps.
No, but I imagine him appearing out of nowhere now.
Yeah,
Imagine
he
like
jumps out
just
of
like
a bush.
like swiper no swiping, like
Yeah.
little lizard and the hizzard, drop your swag, and like you just
Drop your swag, put it in the bag. I'm gonna rob you if you don't beat me at some nasty beats. And you're like, you just rhymed beat with
drop
beat.
your swag before things get real. If you don't do what I say, I'm gonna have to kill. And it just like, but there's a beat. There's always a dope ass beat like from nowhere. It's just like,
Yeah.
where's that? Like that's on the party notes. Shit's about to get real. It's just like, so what do you think we should do for? Wait, do you hear a fire beat? Do you? Oh no. Oh no, oh no, where is he? Where is he? Where is he? And he just always where they don't look. And it's just like
he has throwing weapons, but they're all just copies of his mixtape. And when he needs to get away,
No.
he casts SoundCloud. And just runs away in the confusion.
You win the day. Okay, little lizard.
Little lizard.
That was all brilliant.
I don't like this one.
This was one where
This is upsetting.
It's less painful. It's less painful in person, but I
Okay.
saw the picture and I literally said out loud, Shanice, I hate this.
Yeah.
I don't like what I'm looking. I'm upset. I think I said I'm upset.
Yeah. Are
I
the
did say-
eyes also
They're
tiny clocks?
Yeah. Yes. And it's
Yeah.
a little like slightly less unsettling when you see it. But in picture form, this is one of those nightmare ones where I'm like, I hate this. Now, Afghan Hound, I did not like when it was in motion either. This one was like, okay, it's getting less horrifying as I see and understand what I'm looking at. Picture form, I will not look at this picture and go ah. I don't please. I don't
Yeah.
like it. This is a clock on their chest, clock face, and then 2 clocks for eyes. Very Victorian. I see 2 things, either NPC type of like, you know, whatever, or I imagine that there's like a castle or something. It's just like you need to get this relic from like this whatever castle, and whatever being like this is like the castle is like been long abandoned, and there's these automatons that have been left to continue this never ending ball. And it's all these like drones, and you know, so it's just like very clockworky type of like if it sees you, it's like, can I have this dance? And it's like gonna dance you to death type of thing. So it's like I actually kind of imagine this, if it's not like a main, you know, thing or boss or NPC, I also imagine it being like there's a lot of them, and it's like not horror. It doesn't have to be horror movie like clockworky, but it's just like, oh, there's all these robots, and they're always having this, you know, big ball, and you need to like, you know, they will not discern, you know, that, you know, you're not a guest, or you're not supposed to be there. They're gonna try to stop you or dance with you until, you know.
This has
those are the
big
2 ways I see
Fae
it.
energy to me.
Okay.
Like I could absolutely seeing this be like a ball at the Fae or something like that. And like the party walks in and they're like, "Oh, you've made it just in time. The party is almost done. Make sure to join a dance. The party ends at midnight." And like
I imagine
you look
that
at the clocks
voice.
and it's like 11:58 or something like that. And so you like join in to dance, but then like hours pass and you turn and you look and like 1 second has clicked by and you try and stop dancing, but you can't because the party hasn't ended yet.
I imagine that voice, or it's just like, greetings, welcome to the ball. And I kind of also vibe with that shit too. You know, it's just like, oh, that's funny right there. And it's just like, you know, they're dressed elegantly and they're here to party.
I think
why
this
not?
character is voiced by Tim Curry.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, that's exactly what I had, and it was just like they will
you
carry this vibe right. Yeah.
You walk in, you see this
Some
like
people just elegant AF.
elegant clockwork creature and they're just like, "Welcome to the ball." I
Yes.
can't do a Tim Curry, but that's my best attempt, I
Yes.
think. Smashing.
I'm so glad you've all joined this. All right, all right. Ready for the next one. This
Yes.
one, I feel like I don't even want to say a name because I feel like they give a different one every time.
Okay.
It is always something. Some of them are clock based theme, and other ones are just like, oh, you can call me Slay, and it's just like what? It's just like this every time it's something different, but it's like the. I feel like, you know what? Their name is always different, but I feel like what other people refer to as the party.
Judy, you're really trying not to show me this next one.
Oh, I don't even know what it is. This isn't like I was just trying to settle on name.
You're
I didn't
talking
want to leave
about
it
this
unnamed.
person.
Yeah, I didn't want to leave it unnamed. Is what I'm
you
saying.
were-
I didn't want to leave the clock person unnamed. Is what I'm saying.
I
I'm sorry.
apologize. You were like, we're moving to the next one. And I feel like they have like a different name every time. I thought
Oh,
you
I
were talking
apologize.
about the next one.
No. I just didn't want to go away without going, this is Gladys. You know what I mean? I didn't want
Right.
to just not leave it at nothing. So
Yeah.
I would like I'm like settling on the party, but they always give you a different name every time. That's what I was trying to.
It's just different like real world celebrities, but
that's good.
with like time puns in their name. So like you walk
Okay.
in and they're like, "My name is Timothy Chalamet."
All right, moving on. Here we go.
Okay, I kind of love this.
This was good. I want to just tell you who this is in real life, but
Yeah.
I think this one's just called The Book.
Yeah.
This is a book with a big old face with a handlebar mustache on the
Does
spine.
Does
a
the
bowler hat
worm
with a
also
feather.
sing?
No, that would have been a fun thing, but
I
as
like
for
this
our
less.
purposes, there is another worm coming out of the book with a little bowler hat with a feather. It's got two books for featses. And there is a monocle.
Yeah.
I do love this character. I do see them as like a wizard, a kooky librarian.
Yeah.
Also kaiju sized.
Alternatively, they travel with what did we Lil Lizard, and
I can also see them being as the second co-NPC of literally everybody we've mentioned.
Yeah,
Lil
Lizard like jumps out of a bush and they're like,
what do you call them?
MC Book, drop that beat.
What do you call it though? Like it's like in Peter Pan, Captain Hook had his like
Mr.
Shmee, and then in Beauty and the Beast, Gaston had his guy. Yes, but I picture this person also being that character for literally everybody. He's just that he's the one that said, "Girl, you crazy." This is him, like, or the worm is that, you know? So is this two people? Is this a book and the worm's in control?
I think this is
piloting the book. What do you think is?
I think the book and the worm are separate, but they like travel together.
It's like a Banjo Kazooie. They're always not. They're not.
Yeah, this
ever
is a
separate
Banjo
type of thing.
Kazooie, a Ratchet and Clank. Like this is a little buddy situation. This is a Donkey and Diddy. I think they're definitely like they're wearing matching hats. They have matching monocles.
I want to spoil this. So spoiler alert for everybody. Do you want me to tell you who this was the first celebrity revealed of the season? Do you want me to just tell you?
I mean, I will literally never watch this show. So yes.
Okay. They opened their mouth and you instantly knew who it was. It was really funny because everybody's like, oh no, we know exactly who this is. And then they didn't wait for the voting process. They just took the costume off to reveal, because they were really short. It was Kevin Hart. So just imagine this.
Yeah, I feel like if I heard Kevin Hart's voice, I would immediately know it was Kevin Hart.
Correct.
Also, it makes sense that like Kevin Hart wasn't going to stick around for multiple the whole season.
Yeah. He said like one of his clues, like, you know, he's done like shows that sold out like 4 billion or something like that. And I was like, who could have? And I was like, oh, Kevin Hart. Oh, I mean, he has sold out arenas, I guess. So yeah, this is totally
4 billion people.
like
Oh,
$4
okay.
billion like dollars like in earnings for things. So
I was
okay,
like,
anyway,
I don't think anybody's performed for 4 billion people.
4 people one time. Yep. The sun. No, anyway.
The sun performs for multiple
It-
billions of people every day.
Yeah.
The
Joke's
world
on
is the
you.
sun's greatest arena.
Okay. So
Yes,
Uh,
these are 2 people. They travel together. I think they give me the vibe of a like Smokey the Bear, or like, was it McGruff, the like crime dog?
the crime dog. Okay.
Of like this this is somebody who's going to show up to teach the party moral lessons. Like,
my
the party
God.
makes a
Okay.
bad choice, and then this like talking book just appears and is like, is it a good idea to rob old ladies in the street? No, that's bad. We shouldn't
now you're
rob
making-
people in the street.
Well, now you're making it like it's literally like a mascot and it's just a dude in there. Now you're turning it into like he is like
No,
a mascot for like
it is a-
morally good choices.
It is a real, like, a creature. It is an awakened book that has a worm that lives in it, and the worm is like a Jiminy Cricket type energy.
Oh, that's funny. I imagine, because you said like a crime. I imagine if it was like a mystery themed like campaign that there's always a murder.
Mhm.
There's always a murder, and then the party happens upon it or it's called upon it, and this is just Sherlock Holmes and Watson.
That's very good.
And they're always there, but the party has to beat them to solve the case. Like it's like a mechanic where it's like, hey, you guys are doing your thing.
They're trying to solve
They-
it before they do,
They're
so they get
also
paid.
solving it, and you have to solve it before them, and they will rub it in your face
Yeah.
if you don't get it before them. Like, so you can lose this adventure because they can just solve it.
This is the Wizard's Awakened spellbook.
Ooh.
And the wizard is like trying to get a spell and is like, I think you should prepare fireball today. And the wizard's like, no, we're fighting like a red dragon today. I don't need fireball. I've prepared fireball for you. It's like,
Prestidigitation's a good idea too.
that's a good point, Wormy. This is a an awakened spellbook who has very strong opinions on like what spells you should take.
Yo, it's a sentient spellbook, and you have really powerful spells in this book, but it's gonna decide for the day what you prepare. So it's a real shot in the dark. It's like, yo, do you want the spellbook that has like crazy spells, but you don't have a say in what you actually get to pick that day?
It's like a crazy powerful spellbook. So like,
It's like
you're
dumb,
like a
yeah.
level 3 and it's like, I prepared Disintegrate. It's like, I can't cast that. Like, you're welcome.
It looks like you're gonna need power word hug. You're welcome, everybody. You're
I
welcome.
prepared power word friendship.
The
The real treasure is the friends we made along the way.
I'm super duper torn between douchey Sherlock and Watson and like lovable. Like, must protect at all costs.
I love
spellbook.
both
Like,
of them.
I kind of like both of them.
I really want it to be an awakened spellbook. It can be both. It can be both. When they're doing the investigation, he's like, I'm also trying to solve this.
Oh no, no.
I love a like a spellbook that has a bookworm living in it, and they like occasionally the wizard will get like a spell that is just like half the page has been eaten, and they're like, how do I cast this spell? And the worm just like burps, but like you can't get rid of the worm. It's essentially like a familiar that lives in your awakened spellbook.
Oh, it's good. Can't even use them fully because they can't leave the spellbook, so you can't even use like all the cool familiar stuff.
Well,
All
you
right,
get
we're almost done.
you get a bonus familiar. You get 2 familiars.
Oh, okay, yeah. All right, so I know we're running long, so we're gonna wrap up. All right, we got 3 more. We're gonna
Okay.
fly through them.
Let's
Okay.
do it. That is my sleep paralysis demon.
Okay. This one's called Ugly Sweater.
That's really
I
funny.
think this is essentially they do look patchworky, and I do feel like this is like the friend of a lonely wizard and the remnants in a
It's the
tower.
imaginary friend.
It's like the last thing you find in the tower. It's the only thing that's moving, and it's just like, oh, you're gonna be my friend now, and you're not gonna leave me alone. You're gonna stay with me. And you see the remnants of like adventurers that have not been able, because this thing is like, we're gonna play forever.
It just plays a little too rough.
Yeah.
It could also be like if you have a wizard who is like conjuration specialist,
Mhm.
it could be like their childhood imaginary friend who is really upset that they've been abandoned.
Oh my god.
And like occasionally will just appear. Like will the wizard will just have a spell slot vanish, and then this thing will just like appear very upset that it's been like abandoned by the wizard.
What's wild is that this is also a kaiju.
This is also a kaiju.
This is also a kaiju.
This is a
Morning.
this is a terrifying monstrosity. Hope is in the chat. Hello, Hope. Welcome to the stream.
Hey, would you like
Hope said this is our tabletop day mascot. How dare I call it my sleep paralysis demon? I'm so sorry.
Into the room. My child burst into the room like the Kool-Aid man, and I was like, before she starts like anything, I just gave her a cereal bar. I was like, what do they? And she's like, and she like just wandered off. And I was just like, I'm a good dad.
Oh man.
Oh my god. Okay. All right. So this one is gonna be whatever. I feel like if you threw this in there, and there's a wizard in the party,
it's definitely an imaginary friend.
I think it should be. I think it should be like antagonistic, and with the option to like maybe like calm it down or befriend it.
Yeah.
But I think it should be the imaginary friend of whatever wizard is in your party, and then it's just like you throw it out there, and it is whatever you go. It's like, hey, who is this? And they're like, roll the thing. And then if they roll high enough, it's like, you remember that you had an imaginary friend when you were younger called what? And then they have to name it right there.
Mhm.
So I think this one's just called imaginary friend.
This is called imaginary friend. I like this a lot. I also think if it is tied to the wizard, right? As they get more powerful and they get access to higher level spell slots, this thing also gets more powerful. And it's
most
like,
definitely.
you know how like a warlock always uses max level spell slots?
Yeah.
When this thing appears, it just takes one of your highest level spell slots from the wizard.
Oh no. Oh wow.
And like the higher the spell slot, the more powerful it is. So when you're like high level and you have access to 9th level spells, and this thing is like, if you haven't figured out why this thing is appearing and like put a stop to it before you get to 9th level, before you get to the point where the wizard could cast 9th level spells, this thing can only like hang out for so long. It can only manifest for so long, and it can only use its powers like for so long, depending on the level of spell it has access to. When the wizard has access to 9th level spells, if you haven't like solved this by then, when the wizard has 9th level spells, it appears using a 9th level spell, and it uses wish to just become fully alive and detached from the wizard.
Oh my god.
And becomes its own fully realized thing.
I
The
don't
moment
need
the
you
wizard
anymore.
has access to a 9th level spell slot.
You didn't need me, now I don't need you.
I'm gonna throw you away like you threw me away.
I wish to be a kaiju.
It's that scene from I think it's Toy Story 2
Where they
where
become
like
kaijus?
where Woody's arm gets ripped, and then like Andy goes away to a cowboy camp, and Woody has a nightmare that like Andy comes home and like picks him up to play with him, and then sees the arm is broken and is like, "Oh, that's right. "You're broken. I don't want to play with you anymore," and just like tosses him away into the trash, into the
Ooh.
void. This is horrifying.
Yeah.
I love this. Also,
Imaginary friend.
if you have a like if somebody at some point becomes like they want to play a warlock in the game, and they could choose like the there's a bunch of them that would work, but like you essentially just make this the warlock patron for like another
Ooh.
party member in the party.
Oh my god. Oh my god. I think I shifted to the next one.
Yeah.
So how do you feel about these?
I feel like they're tiny. Whatever they are.
Not kaijus?
No, these are
kaijus?
these are like regular size beats. But
Okay.
like I'm picturing like the party in like the forest, and they're just greeted by two like extremely friendly beats.
Wait, I just realized, like, if we were to say, like, you know, there's always like somebody saying like, "Dang girl, that's great, you go girl." For I feel like these are the equivalents for the clock. Like if we go to like the Fae party creature,
Yeah.
and it's just like good one. Like I just imagine them like Fae yes men as well. I don't know why. Like Fae yes minions.
Lil Lizard jumps out of the bush and is like, "I challenge you to a rap-off. Drop some dope beats." And then these two just drop out of a tree and they're like, "Ha, we're dope beats."
Dope beats. These are just called dope beats.
These are called dope beats.
They're entity.
They're just real cool and chill.
My god, that's good. That's it. We don't have anything else to say there. Damn.
Yeah, I mean I'm not gonna come up with anything better.
Last one.
Hey, no.
Last one.
No, I don't like this one.
Kind of my favorite.
It reminds
Starfish.
me of, is it Staryu? From the DC universe.
What?
There's a I'm not up on my comic book stuff. I think it's called Staryu.
I don't know. I don't know if that's from that. I mean, I don't know. But anyway, what is this?
I'll send you a picture when I find it.
Okay.
Starro. I was pretty close.
Okay. Okay.
I'm
So
copying the picture and sending it to you. It's in Discord.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's a nightmare.
It's a kaiju.
I imagine this being
this
like
one's definitely, this is not a kaiju. This is a little guy.
I imagine this like gnome size-ish, and I just imagine this being like, I'm on an adventure.
Oh my, yes.
I imagine this like it's like I left home for the first time and I'm here to see things.
The snorkel that they have, they just like put like a jug of, like a big bottle of water onto the end of the snorkel.
Yeah.
So they're just like sucking water through
that or it's magical that it's like anything that is breathing through it will be able to breathe anywhere. So I think it's just like they could like, oh, I'm running out of air. Like I can actually hold my breath for a long time. And whenever they run low, they just breathe through the snorkel for a little bit to like catch their breath.
It's a cursed snorkel that it was supposed to breathe. It was supposed to be something where it's like it's a snorkel that like never runs out of air, but instead it's a cursed snorkel that like just is always filled with water. So occasionally this character will just be like walking around and will just like blow really hard through the snorkel, so just like a shower of water comes out and gets them, and they're like, my skin was getting dry. I love
stay moist.
Gotta stay moist. I'm just a moist little guy.
I'm just a moist little guy. I'm here for adventure.
I'm on an adventure. I told my family I was. Oh my goodness. Did you ever
What
watch?
did they tell their family? Hold on.
I
What are you
I
just
told
trail
my
off?
family I was going to go see the surface, and they called me crazy. But here I am. Did you
I
ever?
thought you were
Did
gonna
you
say
ever
something.
watch?
I told my family I was going to get to the store to get milk, but I never came back. I went on an adventure.
I was supposed to go to school, but I didn't go
Oh
there.
no.
I came to the surface. Have you ever watched Adventure Time?
Yeah.
The voice that is playing in my head for this character is Tree Trunks, the little elephant.
One that
And
bakes pies.
yeah, and there's an episode where Finn and Jake have to take Tree Trunks like with them on an adventure, and Tree Trunks keeps almost dying because they just don't understand the danger of things.
Mm-hmm.
And so Finn and Jake are just like losing their minds, like trying to stop her from dying, and like just getting so exhausted.
It's like it was
That's
like a kindly older woman voice says,
yeah,
"Hi,
yeah.
how are you gonna make a pie with that?"
I was supposed to go to court. I had a jury summons.
Instead,
But
I went on
instead,
an
I went on an
adventure.
adventure. I want to see the world before I'm arrested.
I feel like
What are you
this
going to be
character's
arrested
name
for?
is just.
War
I feel like this
crimes.
character for war crimes.
I
I'll
defied the
never-
Geneva Convention.
What I was gonna say is like, what crimes did you commit? It's like, I'll never perjure myself. Like, I'll never like.
As far
admit
as
to
the
what it is.
record is concerned, nothing. And it's going to stay that way.
Oh, what crimes did you do? It's just like murder, allegedly. What crimes did you do? Arson, allegedly. It's always like she says something different. I think now it's like a Tree Trunks voice in my head. But it's always something, whatever it is, and allegedly.
Yeah.
And I also feel like their name is like a one word type of thing, like plucky, like just like some one shot like shoutable name.
My name's Doodles.
Ooh, Doodles. I love it.
My name's Doodles, and I'm on an adventure.
It sounds like you're running from the law, Doodles.
No, they are running from me. Allegedly.
Allegedly, and I think that's where we're gonna go out because that's the last one I have, and we're gonna run out on that one. Allegedly. Oh my god, I love it.
Oh man.
Don't
get on my bad side. If you know what's good for you, you'll take me on an adventure. I love this character.
Yep.
This character is being introduced into every campaign I run from now on. I'm wanted in 37 countries.
Only, and 3 of them aren't even real.
I'm wanted in every state except a state of mind.
Whoa. If it's wet, I got eyes and ears. Like it's just. Like
I was banished from the elemental plane of water because I refused to stop pissing everywhere. Allegedly.
This is a swimsuit. This is a piss containment.
This is a
apparatus.
diaper.
They tried to hold
It's
it back.
court
And now
ordered.
this used to be like a symbol of my oppression, and now I wear it as a symbol of pride.
I'm taking it back.
We need to stop right now. We are over, and we are going down a rabbit hole, man. Oh my god.
I could,
All right, take us
I
off the
could
screen.
talk about this character for another hour.
I know we can. We need to stop. We have to stop. I'm glad we did this.
Welcome to Warlocks and Waffles, a Doodles
Mass
fan
Singer
cast.
fan cast. Welcome to
man.
Warlocks and Waffles, Mass Singer fan cast.
Oh man. this was fun, man. Thanks for putting this together. Thanks to everybody who has hung out and watched this nonsense. We appreciate you. Any of the nonsense NPCs we created today, if you put them into your game, obviously, as always, let us know. We love to hear about the anytime anything that we've made ends up in somebody else's game. Let us know how it goes. Let's do our calls to action. I feel like we should do the calls to action as like our three of our favorites from this game giving their
okay.
calls to action for the weekend.
Oh, okay.
That's
wait, what?
that's a new one.
Oh, I'm sorry. I guess there was one more. I
That's
thought
fine.
we were done.
That's Mothman's girl, Moth Lady.
Martha
My name's
I guess-
Martha.
Martha. Ooh,
It's
Martha.
just Martha with a southern accent.
Mhm.
I said sudden accent. It's
Also a
Martha with a
kaiju.
sudden accent. Also a kaiju.
Also a kaiju.
Yeah.
It's just very, very alluring kaiju. This is the kaiju with the most alluring gaze. Oh no.
Okay. Junie, do you have a favorite one of these that you want to give
Yeah.
a call
I
to
would
action
like
for?
to. This one is
It's just gonna end up being this one for 3 calls to action, isn't it?
No,
Because I have one for this one too.
No. All right, I'll pick another.
No,
one.
we'll choose 3, but both of us will give one for each of them.
Okay. All right. Oh God, damn it. All right. Make a pasta dish this weekend. This is my first call to action. Make some sort of pasta dish.
Yeah.
And be really excited about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Bring somebody a pasta dish unprompted, and when they ask for
Ooh.
clarification on why, don't give any and then run away.
Oh yeah. That's good. All right.
Next one.
Unsolicited pasta. Unsolicited pasta is good.
Pasta is my band name.
Oh, that's good. All right. It's just tell somebody the time, but they didn't ask for it.
Like you're just like walking in the mall and you're just like, oh, it's 3:30.
Yeah.
And they're like, what? That's great.
Yeah.
Mine for him would be find something like shiny
And kill it.
no.
Okay, that's good.
find
Yeah, I was confused. I
something
was like, whoa.
find something shiny that like you already own. Don't commit theft. But like find
Mhm.
something that you that is shiny that you like, and just like pick it up and look around like nobody, like, is anybody gonna see me? And then just like squirrel it away into your pockets, and then like the whole rest of the day just keep like taking it out when nobody's around and looking at it and being like and then putting it back into your pocket.
A game just for you.
Yeah, it's just a game for you. If anybody catches you doing it, you lose. And then I feel like we have to go to our doodle for our last one. What's yours for doodle?
I think it's where I want to say like we're the wrong thing to something. Like, so, like just, you know, like not to the point where it's like really really messed up,
Right, like not causing a
dress to a
problem.
wedding,
Right.
Yeah, like don't wear a wedding dress to a wedding,
Right.
but like maybe wear a color that isn't like scene stealing, but like clearly like wait what? Or if it's like really cold where you are, that's where you decide to wear like a Hawaiian shirt and shorts, or the other way around. But just like wear somewhere you're like, that's a choice. What? And you go, I'm taking it back. And when people ask about it, you just say, I'm taking it back.
It back.